Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE vlog in HD with me, Mr. Parkins, sporting my England badge for today. And this guy sitting next to me, he is, well, you all know him as NJ. What's up? Hey, well done, NJ. What's up, you? What's up, YouTubers? What's up, everybody out there? Because today we're coming at you with our Friday Night Smackdown review. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe above as usual, like this video as usual, and comment your thoughts down below on the show as usual.
And please contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yeah, I don't even know why we really say that anymore. They really get it from most of our videos, don't they? I guess that's for the new subscribers, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Definitely. All right then. Shall we get onto this show then? Because last week SmackDown showed a couple of signs of improvement, and we just really wanted to see whether or not they continued making these writing improvements. And to start off with, we got an opening segment without Teddy Long. We had an opening segment with Triple H, and this guy sitting next to me loves Triple H, so I'm going to let him continue it from here.
And it was great. He comes out and he starts to do this McMahon walk thing, but he just says, no, I'm not doing it. I'm doing things my way now. And he comes out and makes the announcement that why he reassigned Punk at the beginning, at the end of Raw this week. And I just think that it was great to have him involved on SmackDown as well, because obviously he had things to do on both shows. Now he's the owner. But instead of him having his time to make an announcement, out comes Christian.
Yep, it's good that SmackDown are doing something a little bit different. They're having Triple H in an opening segment rather than Orton and Teddy Long. But Christian does interfere. He's still moaning and moaning and moaning about, oh, my title and Orton. And basically Triple H announces that it's going to be Orton versus Christian at SummerSlam in a no-holds-barred match. I guess this has been done so that Orton can't get disqualified, so he can win the belt back again.
And so that this feud can finish, because there's no really way out of this. It's going to end with one winner.
Yeah.
So.
And then R-Truth interrupts the segment. Doing a video. No, just go speak to him. No. Stay there. He has his two friends with him, of course.
And he makes the joke up with Triple H right again. Oh, they're bringing that back.
Oh, one thing I will say, though. I love to see R-Truth. I love to hear him on the mic. But why is he interrupting a SmackDown main event segment?
Well, I think, to be honest, the fact they brought him to SmackDown for a reason, I think, fine. Yeah. And I think him, because you don't really want to bring him onto SmackDown, him to go for mid-carders when he's been a main event on Raw. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense there, I think. Yep,
Triple H basically gives us a couple of matches. Doing Teddy Long's job, but doing it a hell of a lot fucking better. He basically makes Randy Orton versus R-Truth in the main event, and then says to Christian, you're going to be in action now against the returning John Morrison. So yeah, a different opening segment. We got two matches from it. It paraded Christian out there, which is good in my opinion. He's the World Heavyweight Champion. So this opening segment, although there was a lot of talk, it's just good that we didn't have fucking Teddy Long.
No, Triple H did do it a bit differently, and I like the way it was doing. He got involved. He got interacted with the two main guys on SmackDown, and I think him set up these matches was a good opening for Raw SmackDown.
Yep, definitely. We then get a backstage segment with Triple H walking along the backstage area with Teddy Long, and all of a sudden Zack Ryder comes in and wants something to do, and Triple H makes Zack Ryder Teddy Long's new assistant. And I'm thinking to myself, no, we're going to have him on TV like 5 times this week now, and we did, and it was just incessant, and we hate Zack Ryder. We fucking hate Zack Ryder, don't we?
Well, what I'm going to say is that, again, there's a lot of fans that look at Zack Ryder and see something that we don't see. So I think for him to get involved in a management role doesn't really work. But like I said, they're going to go with it, and sooner or later, I think, hopefully, he'll go back to being a jobber or whatever he's going to be.
On Superstars, hopefully. Yeah. The first match of the night then we got was Christian versus John Morrison. Now, this match may look good on paper, but why is John Morrison's return to job to Christian? I don't get it. Why do you give someone a return, a big hype to return, and then make him job to Christian? It just seems so stupid.
Because the thing that sucks, Christian versus Orton at SummerSlam. R-Truth versus John Morrison at SummerSlam. You've got two people that need to look good leading into the pay-per-view, and Morrison's returning, so you need to make him look decent. Yeah. So for him to go against Christian and lose...
Stupid booking.
Yeah, so I don't know what the point...
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a decent match. It just wasn't needed. And I guess it kind of shows Christian's crafty side, focusing on the neck injury, but... It just wasn't necessary, was it? To bury John Morrison in this match. It just wasn't necessary.
No, again, I was entertained throughout the match, but again, the ending result, it might have done Christian more favours than John Morrison, but John Morrison needs to look good for his return.
I guess the one upside of this is that the fact that they made Christian win, and he's going to be one of the main events, whereas R-Truth and John Morrison are going to be in the mid card. But that still doesn't really make up for bad booking, in my opinion.
No, it does not at all.
Right, and after that, we'll go on to this next segment. Do you know what? Just roll the clip.
But I just want to go back to Daniel Bryan for a second. You know, I know, personally, I think Daniel Bryan is a bit overdone now with his US title shot. But again, a lot of sources out there tell me that he's a good wrestler, but just not an ass kicker, as Vincent Mann would say. What do you think of this whole not being able to kick ass thing?
Well, to be honest, I don't think he is an ass kicker, but he does have his good way of winning matches. I wouldn't call him an ass kicker, so I agree with that, but he does have his good way of winning.
I mean, John Morrison.
Oh, next we had a Wade Barrett promo! Yes! Wade Barrett got promo time!
Just what we need.
Yes, he basically talks about how he moved from England to America to get loads of money. Oh, money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Yeah, yeah.
Money.
Yeah, you can stop now, Andrew. But anyway, now carry on. I'll carry on if you want. He basically comes on, he moans about Daniel Bryan, and out comes Daniel Bryan with his blue Money in the Bank briefcase, and he compares with Wade Barrett to Heath Slater. That you said the exact same thing as Heath Slater said last week. And then, yeah.
And I was hoping for the best of this, because Wade Barrett having his time with Daniel Bryan, saying that he should have been the one who won. I was enjoying it. I was liking this. And it kind of hinted me thinking, is there going to be a Wade and Daniel Bryan feud coming up because of this whole Money in the Bank thing? But again, it was Daniel Bryan who locked in his bell lock.
Barrett attacks Daniel Bryan, and I'm thinking, yeah, brilliant. This is what we want to see. But then Bryan puts in the bell lock. And I guess it kind of makes sense, seeing as Daniel Bryan is the Money in the Bank winner. But my question is, do you really have to bury Wade even more? I mean, come on. Did you really have to do this? It was so stupid.
The only good thing we'll say about this is if they lead on to something between these two, then I guess I could look past this horrible thing they've done to Wade. But if next week there's no sign of anything going on between those two, I'm going to say poor Wade, you're really burying him.
Yep, you are indeed. Next we get a lovely little TV segment which basically shows Justin Gabriel on the tour of South Africa talking about his home. And I actually really enjoyed this because it gives a little bit of insight into Justin Gabriel. It shows they might even give him a singles push going on down the line. We know a little bit more about it now. And it gave him some good TV exposure. So instead of having a match, they gave him this. I don't mind. I mean, it relates to his home country and everything, so I'm pretty happy with that.
The thing I like about this is that he was on his own. It didn't show like him travelling with other wrestlers or him travelling to Heath Slater. He travelled there on his own.
The one-man rock band, baby!
Yeah. So it made me think that he's going off there on his own, and hopefully it's hinted, like Dan said, single push.
Yep. After that, then, we had a Divas match. Natalya, Caitlyn and AJ versus Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendes and Tamina. And Alicia Fox's hair was really fucked, wasn't it, in this match?
Yeah, the match didn't really help. She went a bit crazy, kicking ass a bit.
Yep, Alicia Fox wins, and that's really all we can say about this match, isn't it? Typical Divas Smackdown match, I guess.
Yeah, I was really hoping for more, because you had, like, Natalya there, and I was just thinking, come on, you could have done a lot more wins and better way of finishing it, but
definitely. We then get a video package showing building up Mark Henry. I'm guessing this is good actually because it gives him hype going into his match. We don't actually know his opponent. The opponent gets announced by Zack Ryder. We have Mark Henry versus a guy called Bobby Howard, who's about 185 pounds, looks smaller than me. And then we have Ryder coming in and saying, "You got it, bro! You got it! You're in top shape! You got it!" And he goes in and gets squashed.
Very much. There was nothing much to this, but again, there's not many wrestlers that could maybe face Mark Henry.
At least WWE gave him a jobber, which is something good. Rather than burying some actual talent, they gave him a jobber just to be. And that's all. That's the positive thing I can take from this.
It does get better.
Yeah. And Long comes out and says, "No one wants to face you, player. No one wants to face you." And all of a sudden, out comes Sheamus to a face pop for the first time in his career. And he says that he will fight Mark Henry. And the fans get fucking behind him. So the face turn is now on, bitch.
It's something to look forward to because I think we need, as we said before, Smackdown need faces, and I'm thinking Sheamus is definitely one of them that could be. Because he played a great heel, now a great face on SmackDown.
Yeah, definitely. We have Sheamus clearing Mark Henry from the ring, so we have this rivalry set up seemingly between Sheamus and Mark Henry. Sheamus, to my opinion, is the perfect guy to go against Mark Henry, just because we know he can fight and he can brawl, and he seems like the perfect guy to go against Mark Henry, who's on this big, huge destruction streak lately.
And I'm thinking that it's going to do, like, Mark Henry's going to show his power against a main eventer, Sheamus.
Yep.
And Sheamus is hopefully going to get involved in main events again.
From that,
yeah. So it's good for both ways.
Yep. Good segment, in my opinion. Did its job. Next, we have some tag team action. Tag. I tagged you in, NJ. It's your go.
Right, we had the New Nexus. I don't know if it's still called the New Nexus, but okay. Versus the Usos.
Basically, what I liked about this is the fact we have a Nexus tag title sighting, which is almost as rare as a Drew McIntyre win. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, and this match, I'm glad they did this because obviously throughout the match it showed the dominance of the New Nexus, and they still need to look somewhat decent in Smackdown because obviously they're just pretty much doing nothing anymore. I think they picked the right team to win here.
Definitely. It's good to see some tag team action on SmackDown, in my opinion. Nexus should win as tag team champions. One thing I will say, though, is why are you continually giving Usos this hacker? Can't they get over his faces themselves?
I don't know, but again, the match itself, it was good. We had a tag match, a decent tag match in itself. So it weren't awful. It didn't play awfully. They did it all well, and I'm just going to say, nicely done. Yep,
maybe that'll set up for a future rivalry. Who knows? The tag titles are really dead at the moment. We then get a Raw rebound, and rather than showing a clip of our latest Raw review, we're just going to say it shows Miz versus Ray, Cena versus Ray, and a bit of Punk, and it's just like, again, we don't really want to see this on SmackDown.
It was an important thing on Raw, but it weren't really needed on SmackDown, because, yeah, it just wasn't needed.
It wasn't needed. We then get an interview segment with R-Truth before the main event, building it up. I like these interview segments. I love seeing R-Truth on the mic. He's hilarious, in my opinion. He basically comes in and says, "The Viper, go get Gap! Go get Gap! Yeah, he gonna get Gap. Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
Good to see.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna get Gap.
Yep. And then we get a 2-on-1 handicap match, which was made earlier in the night. Then it was like, fucking Ryder. We have Ezekiel Jackson versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. And my first thing about this is, why is Ryder a face favouring the heels in with a handicap match? I don't understand the booking of that. Why?
Well, with these three in a match, it makes sense because they're all connected somehow, so the match made sense.
Yeah, the match itself was really sloppy in my opinion. I don't know, the match just really didn't seem to pick up at any point, and I'm glad when the match is finished. Rhodes wins with the crossroads, and I think Cody Rhodes should win this match, especially if he's going to be involved in a rivalry with Ezekiel Jackson for the Intercontinental Championship.
He should win. I'm glad he won, but at the same time, Zeke, again, we want him to start doing good. We want him to start doing better, but obviously we're not seeing that. But in this particular moment, yeah, the Cody Rhodes should have won.
Tag. We then get Jinder Mahal cutting a promo from an executive box, and the one thing, although this promo really didn't have any point to it, at least it was something different that we haven't really seen properly before. And Jinder, fucking hell, Carly on the mic. Oh, Jinder Mahal. That's like me going, Anger! Anger!
The thing to bring up from this, number one, is we have Carly getting a heel, and he's where he should be.
Yep.
The second thing is, I really want to know what they're aiming at. Who are they actually there watching? Who are they going to start in a rivalry or feud with? Is Jinder Mahal going to go straight after Orton, or is it going to be something to do with the Intercontinental?
I still think that they'll go after the tag team titles, but that's just my opinion on that one. I think if they're going to push, they should push him as a tag team, and then push Jinder Mahal as a singles guy afterwards, as he's a bit green in the ring and kind of needs Carly there. That's just my opinion, though.
It's just that I couldn't really tell because their segment thing didn't give us any direction of what they're doing.
Maybe we should go to a SmackDown table and cut our own little promo. The British Fist are here, watching over the tag team championships. We're going to take those titles. The British invasion is coming. Should we go on to the main event?
Let's go for it.
Right then, in the main event this week, we had R-Truth versus Randy Orton. It's good to see R-Truth getting some main event time on SmackDown. He is probably good enough to be the main event on SmackDown. If not, why not draft him over there? But anyway, it was a decent match. We get Christian appear, and the match, I don't know, I couldn't really remember too much from the match. All I remember is Orton getting DQ'd after hitting R-Truth with a chair.
I think R-Truth didn't do awful against Orton. You did pretty well. I weren't the most exciting matches, but again, it weren't the worst matches either.
Oh.
And the whole him getting DQ'd, I'm thinking, again, it's not R-Truth winning cleanly or anything like that. It ends with a DQ, which is what Orton's most of his matches are going to be.
Yep.
So
all I'll say here is, number one, Orton lost. That's a good thing. Number two, isn't hitting someone with a chair like that a heel thing to do? I mean, that seems like a heel thing to do. And number three, I don't know, Orton on top again.
the thing is, I think Orton's trying to get himself back into the heel thing, but the fans are just not letting him, so that didn't work. But he did not just stop the chair. He brought the announce table in again, like the other week when he did it.
And he can't break it again. He tries to RKO R-Truth twice, and so I can understand this. It's showing Orton's angry side going into the no holds barred match, but again, why can't they break the table? And there was very little Christian involvement. Why is Orton getting all this main event exposure and Christian not getting any when he's the World Heavyweight fucking champion?
Well, they're your questions. My question is, why are they burying R-Truth? They buried John Morrison earlier, now they're burying R-Truth.
I don't know, mate. I really couldn't say. All I can say there is SmackDown main event gets precedence over Raw mid-card, which is quite surprising, really, because Raw is the A show. How many times does Randy Orton have to do an RKO for a table before he realises that it won't fucking break? There's a pool table right here where we do this. And if I try and RKO NJ on there and it doesn't break 4 times, I'm going to realise to stop trying to do an RKO on the fucking pool table. And believe me, I've tried.
And again, I just did not like the ending. The match was okay, but the ending just sucked.
It's just seeing Orton on top again, isn't it? I mean, he wasn't on top last week, but he just goes mental. I can understand why they've done it this way. It's just that Christian retreats, and it's just like you're making the champion look really weak, and we're getting the same old ending as well, and I don't know. It was okay, but not brilliant.
Let's go to overall thoughts, because it will give more of a direction of what we thought about SmackDown.
You start then.
Okay, well, I didn't like the whole opening, because we had, like, John Morrison. We had the Triple H thing. That was perfect.
Yeah,
I think that was great. The match itself, the first match, I just think they've done it awfully. They did it to Zeke that other week. They've done it to John Morrison now. Going through the rest, we had a good tag match. I'm going to give it that. We had
Mark Henry looking strong again.
Mark Henry, which was needed because that's going to lead to great things. I'm hoping in the future for him and Sheamus. And then we had the main event, which we've just gone through and just I don't think it did it much justice.
Wasn't too much mention of SummerSlam in this SmackDown taping, was there? Was a little bit, but not enough to really show that SummerSlam was one of their big 4 events. To be honest, SmackDown to me was the main event was okay. We had some good interaction between Mark Henry and Sheamus, which I think is good. We had Wade Barrett and Daniel Bryan interaction. We got your Money in the Bank guy paraded, not in a match this time. Too much filler, in my opinion. Once again, a good tag match. The Morrison Christian match had bad booking all over it. A different opener. SmackDown wasn't bad. It's just that I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. It's something that's really stopping me from liking it, and it's just I can't really put my finger on it. And I think I'll wait until the writing, improves, and it might just get a little bit better. But for now, some of the booking tonight, really this week, wasn't really the best. But I don't know. I'm going to give it a C because it wasn't bad. It kept me entertained a little bit. It's just there was parts of it I really didn't like.
I didn't like this SmackDown. It was hard for me to give it a C, but like I said, with the whole build-up of SummerSlam and the matches that I guess did justice for certain wrestlers and overnight, I'm going to give it a C.
Fair enough then. We both graded it a C. C for crap. Anyway, we need to give it a B for British Fist one day or something.
Try to.
Last week. Anyway, that's been it from us, the British Fist, NJ.
Ka-ching.
And we're a tag team now, aren't we? Tag to you. No, it's your go now. I tagged you in.
And what we're going to say is from the British Fist, Mr. Parkin and NJ, what's up? Goodbye.